What's up, best friends? My name is Brian Deach, and today we're tackling the topic Zero Trust or device segmentation. Now, before you click off this video because you've seen like the IoT discovery report, I'm not talking about that whatsoever. I'm not talking about traffic that is at the factory or the branch going up to the cloud, internet, maybe back to the data center. What I'm really talking about is the east to west segmentation. Now, I know what you're thinking. Brian, that would be crazy to take stuff inside the factory and then to send it over here to the Zero Trust Exchange, do its magic, and bring it back down. That would be a recipe for disaster, and I'm in agreement with you. So let's kind of zoom in on like the factory, okay? So first and foremost, we'll come over here and say, hey, we have the factory, we have VLAN 100, and on VLAN 100, maybe it's an IP address scheme of 10.10.100. 0/24. Then, of course, you have multiple VLANs at the factory. So you also have VLAN 200 and the VLAN 200. That's surprise, surprise, right? It's 10.10.200 0/24. And perhaps you have like a firewall here to do some of that north to south segmentation within the factory. Here, let's wipe that away, get some more room over here to draw. And so we look at this and say, okay, what do you got going on? You have some host on the network. So we come over here and we say we got host 1, host 2, host 3, and down here we have maybe host 10, host 11, and then host 12. Now, communication between VLAN 100 and VLAN 200 being solved today by that firewall. But let's kind of fast forward this and let's say, can we simplify this network at all? And the answer is yes. So first and foremost, we're going to come over here and say, you're going to have at the branch or the factory, right? You're going to have some type of layer 2, layer 3 switch. And then this is where some of the magic comes in from Zscaler. So we do have an appliance. It's going to be living on-prem. I'm just going to denote it here as the Zscaler Gateway, or ZSGW for short. Now the first thing we want to do right here is that we want to be able to get you guys deployed in like hours. So first benefit, deploy in hours. And I know what you're thinking, like how on earth are you going to do segmentation, microseg in that quick of time? Well, it's pretty simple. First and foremost, for these networks, we're doing a DHCP helper process, which is basically, we're being like a proxy. And what we're going to do is we're going to change this /24 on VLAN 100 to a /32. And then do the same thing down here. Take that one to a /32. And for the non-networking folks, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, on a /24, you guys can talk, you're all part of the same broadcast domain. And by going to a /32, you become kind of a network of one. And so without an agent, we come over here, and I now have the ability to microsegmentate this traffic across VLANs. And I do want to highlight this as well. There's no agent. And so for a lack of better words, the default gateway for all traffic becomes the Zscaler cloud. So the first step is we get this deployed, we start seeing the traffic. And of course, this is the enforcement point, but to create the policy, right, I'm gonna send that traffic over here to the ZS cloud. And this is just the telemetry. I'm not actually sending host 1 to host 2 all the way back down there. I'm just saying, hey, collect the telemetry, learn about how these networks work, and then create a policy to enforcement. What's neat about this is I start to understand like, hey, this is like Windows XP and this is Windows 2000 and they communicate over NetBIOS. And then I also find out like, hey, maybe traffic here is good, but maybe traffic from host 1 to host 3 is bad and I can start to block it. And then you start to go down this rabbit hole of benefits. And so now I don't need to have NAC right here either. And oh, by the way, since I'm doing this for VLAN 100 and VLAN 200, I can make the firewall go away. So I can say, hey, you know what? The north-south firewall goes away too, because now I'm doing kind of all that functionality within Zscaler. So again, to kind of recap this, we're going to be able to deploy this quickly in hours. Our goal here is to do zero trust microsegmentation within the branch or the factory. It's to profile this traffic by leveraging the Zscaler cloud, enforcing it here at the Zscaler gateway. No agent is necessary, no NAC, replace firewalls on-prem, minimize that footprint. And with that said, that's my time. Thank you for watching.